Hi everybody, I am Thomas from Virginia Outdoors Unlimited, and today we are going to be trying to do a big upgrade to this duck hunting spot behind us. Today myself, Drew, and Eli are out here at Drew's spot where we actually built our duck blind last year. If you guys haven't seen those videos, I will link them up here. They don't really give too much information about the spot, but it is a cool demonstration of how to build a pretty small rudimentary duck blind. To give you all a little bit of background about the spot though, this is a spot that Drew got permission on last year, so we were really learning the spot, learning the birds' patterns last year. What we quickly realized is that the spot had a lot of potential, but it just didn't have a lot of food. There is a small crop of smartweed that grows in certain areas around this pond, but that really only provided enough food for small congregations of wood ducks. We got a decent wood duck shoot here in October, a decent wood duck shoot here in November, and that was pretty much the only two notable hunts. I scouted this place really hard because I go to college not too far from here, and we just did not get hardly any birds in the spot this year. So me and Drew have put together a little bit of a plan, and we're hoping that it'll pay off big time. What our plan is we went and we rented a water pump, and what we're doing right now, you can probably hear the pump in the background, is we're taking water off this pond. So this pond has a lot of kind of shallow mud flats, like 1 to 2 feet, but there's just nothing in our area that can really grow in that type of habitat. We don't have wild rice, we don't really have any other vegetation on this pond that can grow up from under the water. Smartweed typically grows from a moist environment, but it really doesn't grow through water a whole lot. We're gonna try and take off probably 2 to 3 feet of water from this pond and then hand broadcast Japanese millet all over those mud flats. Once we do that, we're hoping the Japanese millet will take, it'll grow, we'll be able to reflood that Japanese millet and have a lot more food in this pond than previously. It's probably gonna be a multi-part series, so stay tuned. This is gonna be an adventure. We've never done anything like this. We're gonna knock out whatever we can knock out, hopefully have a productive day, and turn this spot into a honey hole. Right here on these rocks was where the water was up to last weekend. You can see just how much it's dropped. That is quite a substantial amount. And we have a lot of exposed territory to work with. There's our duck blind. Typically when the water's at regular table, it's right up at the bottom of that blind. Typically there's a little cove that goes back in here. As you can see, that is no longer the case. There's about 15 feet of mud flat that comes out here. We're planning on planting most of this. And then over here we have this big cove, and then this long point that comes out over here. So over there is going to be where a lot of our lily pad removal is going to be focused, but once we get the lily pads taken off all of this, we're going to have an absolute great area to plant. Next time, I definitely think we should spray the lily pads about a month beforehand. Alright, so we've spent about the last 2 hours busting our butts, ripping up lily pads. It definitely was not easy, but I think this millet will do a lot better for broadcasting it onto the exposed mud versus mud and lily pads. So the next step for us is simply to start broadcasting millet. This is Japanese millet, so it grows well in moist soil environments. Typically a lot of plants, this would be too moist of an environment to really, for them to thrive in, but this is a plant that does really, really well in this type of habitat. From the time we broadcast it today, it's going to take about 90 days to fully head out. So it's June the 20th today. It should be done right by the end of September. We got a thunderstorm in the background, so we have to make this a little bit quick. We're going to broadcast this whole point. We're going to do the cove over here to our right in front of the blind, and then we're also going to do a little bit down around the corner at the other end of the pond. Try a little bit in these lily pads because there is some dirt in between them, so I want to see how well it comes up here compared to over here. This is the area where I'm not sure if it might be too mucky, but I think it should even just dry out in the next couple days enough for this stuff to come up, hopefully. All right, well, I just planted pretty much everything in here out along the point, so that was, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 pounds worth. I definitely, you know, got it a little bit too heavy in some spots, probably a little bit too light in others, but overall, I think it should come up pretty well. Too good not to throw a little bit on here too. Well, there you go. Nothing left in the bucket. Drew just caught a fish. There's probably 30 or 35 pounds left in that bag. Like I said, we were going for 15 to 20 pounds per acre, and we probably planted right about an acre. For those of you who aren't familiar with smartweed, this is what it looks like before it reaches its mature stage. It'll eventually have a head with seeds on it, but we got a nice big patch of smartweed right in here. It's good duck food. There's just not as much of it in here as we would like to be able to reliably hold birds. We are going to call it a day with that. It is 5 p.m. We started today at 9 a.m. so we've put in a full day's worth of work, but we got everything done that we set out to accomplish. There should be 4 or 5 parts by the time this is completed. We're going to be doing some duck hunting videos out here, so if you guys aren't already subscribed to the channel, make sure to click that subscribe button, click that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any more of these habitat management videos or any other videos I put out. Hope everybody is able to be out doing what they love, hunting, fishing, whatever that is. So hope everybody enjoyed today's video, and thanks for watching.